Come in, sir.
Yes, please.
Assalamu alaikum.
Oh, better. Okay, you introduce yourself to all of us.
Thanks, sir. My name is Mohammad Tahir Aman, and I belong to Kashmir, Sindh. I have done bachelor's in mechanical engineering from Iran University of Engineering and Technology, Jamshoro, in year 2015. And I am fourth among my siblings. My father was a doctor, and I joined Pakistan Railway Police as an inspector in year 2016 through Federal Public Service Commission. And I have worked in my organization on different positions, and currently I'm working as a DSP in my organization. Other than that, my hobbies include playing cricket, and I want to join Pakistan Administrative Service through CSS 2022.
So you want to join civil services of Pakistan.
Yes, sir.
Okay, introduce Pakistan to all of us. What is your understanding of Pakistan?
Pakistan is one of the important countries in the world, and it is fifth populous country and 34th in area wise. And Pakistan is one of the one of the nuclear power and only nuclear power from the Islamic world. Pakistan stands at the crossroads of due to its strategic location, and it has all the resources which are needed to be a successful country. And on the western side, Pakistan has Afghanistan and Iran. On the eastern side, it has an arch rival India, and towards north, Pakistan borders China, and towards south, it borders Arabian Sea. Other than that, Pakistan has 4 constituent units: Sindh, Balochistan, Punjab, and KPK. And our Pakistan's national language is Urdu, and Pakistan follows parliamentary form of government in which there are 2 houses, and the head of state is president and head of government is prime minister.
Thank you. Can you update us about the dialogue between government of Pakistan and IMF? What is the status?
So the status in today's newspaper, I read that there was a statement of our finance minister Ishaq Dar. He told that in next week our IMF program will be concluded, and we have all terms settled with the fund.
We are heading for election in the 2 provinces. What is your assessment? Will we be confined to the 2 provinces, or whether we will go for the national election?
Sir, I feel that we will go for the first provincial elections, then towards the national elections, because the government at center is facing myriad of problems, and due to that, they are feeling that they might get a disadvantage in going early elections, and therefore, due to intervention from Supreme Court and their verdict, they are now conducting elections in 2 provinces. Of that, only election of Punjab has been decided, and KPK is yet to be decided.
Now, this election in Punjab, it was to be done within 90 days, I hope.
Yes, sir.
Whether this 30th April is a 90-day deadline or beyond 90 days.
No, sir, it is beyond 90 days deadline.
And now, is it according to the Constitution?
It is not according to the Constitution.
Then who has authorized it?
Sir, it will again create a debate in the future, and I think again courts will intervene and decide
the Supreme Court had said something on this issue.
Yes, sir, they had said, but the Election Commission of Pakistan is claiming that they have not the resources required and logistics required to conduct an election in 3 months. Therefore, they want a delayed date for the conduct of elections in Punjab province.
So what do you think? What is happening in KPK? Same thing was in KPK.
So there's a difference. The assembly which was dissolved in Punjab, it was dissolved by the president. So according to the verdict of Supreme Court, the president will decide the conduct of elections. And on the contrary, in KPK, the elections were dissolved by the governor of KPK. Therefore, he will decide the election dates. That is a difference.
He has not decided so far?
No, sir, he has not decided.
How do you see this CPAC? What is happening under CPAC?
Sir, currently China-Pakistan Economic Corridor Phase 2 is in progress, in which there will be development in Gwadar, Gwadar International Airport, desalination plant in Gwadar, and eastern routes of Gwadar. Other than that, development in agriculture sector and in broadband will be updated, and through CPEC, 5G internet will be introduced in Pakistan.
Welcome to CSPs Academy for CSS PMS preparation. CSS PMS तहरीरी इम्तिहान के तमाम मज़ामीन की ऑनलाइन और ऑन कैंपस तैयारी के साथ साथ सब्जेक्ट सिलेक्शन, असाइनमेंट चेकिंग, क्लास टेस्ट, मॉक एग्जाम, इंडिविजुअल टीचर डिस्कशन और फीडबैक सेशन का इनकाद किया जाएगा। इसके अलावा FPSC की तजवीज़ करदा बुक्स से बने मयारी नोट्स और CSPs पब्लिशर की बेहतरीन बुक्स मुहैया की जाएंगी। Register now at 0316-570-1593.
What is the agenda for agriculture sector under CPAC? क्या कह रहे हैं CPAC में एग्रीकल्चर को किस तरह एड्रेस कर रहे हैं?
Sir, by introducing new technologies, new hybrid seeds, new research centers in agriculture universities, which are already in our country, and with the help of China, they will do research to increase the productivity and yield of crops.
You tell me, what are the reasons for this energy crisis? Why this energy crisis? Every day we keep on listening. बिजली नहीं है, गैस नहीं है, इंडस्ट्री बंद हो रही है, क्या है इसकी वजूहात?
सर, सबसे बड़ी वजूहात जो है एनर्जी क्राइसिस की जो है, हमारे जो इंडिजीनियस जो हमारे रिसोर्सेज हैं उसको एक्सप्लॉइट हमने अभी तक नहीं किया है। हमारा जो रुझान है वो ज़्यादा
Such as you identify what are the resources?
So we have resources in wind power, we have resources in solar energy, tidal power. We can go for that. They are cheaper forms to generate electricity in terms of cost per unit. And when we see what we are generating, 60% of our energy is generated through thermal, and most of part of that thermal energy comes from imported fuels. This not only cost in our energy sector but also to the economy of our country. So I feel that indigenous methods of generation of electricity will improve our energy crisis. And secondly, we need reforms in our distribution companies, and currently there are 20% losses to our distribution sector, which is highest in South Asia and second highest in Asia. So I believe that if we work on that and improve our transmission sector, then it will eventually improve our energy sector. And not only this, but also our rental power projects and independent power projects agreements with the independent power plants also need an overhaul. We are at agreements that demand 33% of payment, whether we are taking electricity from them or not. So I think that they should also be revisited so that we can also save our money and improve our economic sector and as well as energy sector.
What is your uptake about Tharcoal? What is happening in Tharcoal area?
So there are currently 2 power plants which are already in running stage over there, and 2 other power plants of 1320 megawatt each are under the process of commissioning, sir. They are Chinese production, and a Chinese company and Angro both are working for installation of those power plants in Tharparkar, and they are also initiating a plan to install gasification project to convert the Tharcoal gas into liquefied petroleum.
They are working?
Yes, sir.
Who?
Angro and Chinese
Both.
companies, both.
What is the distance between Kashmir and Tharparkar का डिस्ट्रिक्ट है ना?
जी सर।
कश्मीर से कितने फासले पे है?
सर मुझे एग्जैक्टली नहीं पता कितने फासले पे, बट आई नो द रूट।
कौन सा है बताओ?
सर फ्रॉम कश्मीर शिकारपुर, एंड देन सखर सर, देन मोरो, हैदराबाद, Mirpur Khas, Umarkot, and Tharparkar.
धनतर पार्क कितना डिस्टेंस हो जाता है? कितने घंटे की ड्राइव है? चलो यूं बता दो।
So it is 5 hours from Hyderabad and 8 hours Hyderabad from Kashmir.
और 13 घंटे तुम बता रहे हो।
Yes, sir.
चलिए आपने सर, थैंk you.
Does Pakistan have nuclear doctrine? Nuclear doctrine of Pakistan?
Yes, sir. Pakistan has a nuclear doctrine, and it is no first use. That we will not use our nuclear nukes first, and it will be used in deterrence. And if any country opts to attack our country, we will use our nukes in response.
This is the older version of our doctrine you are referring to. What is the fresh, new nuclear doctrine?
Sir,
This is the older one.
Sir, I apologize. I do not know about the newer one, sir.
What is the nuclear proliferation treaty? How many nuclear proliferation treaties are there? Nuclear non-proliferation treaties.
Sir, I do not know the exact number, but I know that Pakistan and India both are not members of signatories of nuclear proliferation treaty, and it was signed in the Cold War era between the US, Russia, and other countries for not producing the nuclear weapons and exceeding them from a certain limit. But Pakistan and India both have not been the signatory, and I do not know the exact number of that.
Join CSPs, where we believe that your dreams are our mission. So let us be your partners in this transformative journey as we equip you with knowledge, confidence, and resilience required to emerge as CSS toppers. Contact us on our given WhatsApp number 0316 570 1593 or visit our website www.csps.com.pk.
You are PSP is your second choice, and you are a police officer.
Sir.
So, in your area, you are SHO. You are an SHO of a police station where there is imminent danger of breach of peace between two groups.
Sir.
What action will you take?
Sir, I will take action by invoking Kalandra under 55 and 151 CRPC, which tells that if any person is a threat to the peace and tranquility of the society, then they must be produced to the magistrate of the concerned jurisdiction, and then magistrate will take sureties from them, and afterward they will be released, sir.
Why can't you arrest them? There is imminent danger of breach of peace.
Sir, I will
In that case, can you arrest them?
Yes, sir, I can arrest them, sir. I can arrest them then, and also by an act of parliament and law maintenance of public order, I can also arrest them through that order and then produce them to the magistrate of the jurisdiction next day, who will decide that either to leave them or take fine from them, sureties from them. Then magistrate has to decide that.
What is a police challan?
So police challan is submitted to the honorable court after the investigation process, and it is done under 173 Criminal Procedure Code. By that, when an investigation officer feels that he has completed all the requirements of the investigation and he has documented all the evidence, then he has sufficiently proved or not proved guilt on the accused, then he will go to the magistrate of his jurisdiction and file the challan under 173 CRPC, sir.
You play cricket.
Sir.
What do you do?
Sir, I bat and I also ball right arm spin, sir, off break.
Can you name any Pakistani off spinner who performed very well?
Yes, sir. Saeed Ajmal performed very well, sir.
Nowadays, you see, there are a number of players who are playing 2020.
Yes, sir.
And they are also part of the test team.
Yes, sir.
They are also part of the test team.
Yes.
Now, do you think this 2020 will affect their technique, their abilities in the test cricket?
Sir, I feel that it affects the abilities in Test cricket. However, the recent series between Pakistan and England was a completely different scenario. England team under the leadership of Ben Stokes has completely redefined the cricket. They played like T20 cricket, aggressive cricket in the Test matches against Pakistan, and they were able to whitewash our team. Not only this, but they whitewashed in 3 to 4 days in such conditions which are alien to them. They were not having the home advantage. Despite that, we lost to England, and they were playing aggressive cricket like in T20 style. But overall, I feel that it is a rare example, and it has come new in my knowledge as well. But as far as I know, in the performance of our country in cricket, I feel that T20 has adversely affected the abilities of our bowlers. They are not able to bowl long spells, and this can also be witnessed again, I will say, from this series, that in whole series only 3 wickets were taken from our fast bowlers. So I feel that in perspective of Pakistan, it has adversely affected. However, some countries has taken positive effects of T20 cricket, like I mentioned the example of England, sir.
Okay.
Mohammed Tahir, while describing CPEC, you spoke of 5G. Tell me, what was the politics of 5G when it came to Huawei?
Madam, it was the part of a trade war between Donald Trump, which initiated by Donald Trump and China. And according to them, Huawei 5G technologies are spying, and they are taking all the secrets of their national interest. So therefore, they banned Huawei in United States. Not only in United States, but other European countries also followed the US, and they also banned the 5G and Huawei technologies in their continent.
Why are we not concerned about it?
Madam, I feel that we are concerned about that. The motive of banning Huawei is something else. As we know that US has a trade imbalance with China, and China is an emerging power, economic power. Its economic cult is increasing not only in the southern part of world, but in more developed global part as well. It can be witnessed that China is increasing the trade with European countries as well, with US, and it is also replacing United States in its trade organization, like it in RCEP replaced TPP, Trans-Pacific Partnership, due to protectionist policies. US pulled out of TTP. However, China replaced it by
Not TTP, TPP.
sorry, madam.
They are two different things.
I apologize. TPP, and so it was in that perspective, madam.
Give your career a boost with CSS PMS preparation from Civil Services Preparatory School. Join CSS PMS for on-campus and online classes. Join us for your bright future. Civil Services Preparatory School, Jeetan Markaz, Islamabad. Register now at 0316 570 1593.
Yes. We used to call one bed, one road, OBOR. Now we call it BRI, Belt and Road Initiative. Why did this change take place?
I'm not aware of that change, that why the name was changed.
Right now there is a G20 summit going on. Do you have any idea where it's being held and what is its agenda?
Madam, first G20 summit was of finance ministers, and it was happening in Bengaluru. And now there is a G20 summit of foreign ministers, which is being held in New Delhi. And I read in newspapers that they are trying to give an impression by their resolutions, or that to oppose Ukraine invasion of Russia. But the result was not positive for all those who are opposing the Russian invasion of Ukraine in that summit. That thing was in the headlines, madam.
Thank you very much, Mohammed Tahir Aman. Dr. Sam.
Thank you, ma'am. Well, Tahir, you read European history.
Yes, sir.
I'll ask question with European history. Can you tell how Bismarck Otto von resolved the issues of duchies of Holstein and Schleswig?
Yes, sir. First of all, he joined an alliance with Austria, and they together had a war with Denmark. From there, they both annexed the territories of Holstein and Schleswig. But afterwards, when they both do not agreed on the spoils of the war. Both wanted to take both provinces. So after that, in Austro-Prussian War, Otto von Bismarck was able to get the Holstein and Schleswig from Austria, sir.
Name the similarity between Cavour and Bismarck Otto von.
Sir, I do not know this.
Okay, what is utilitarian philosophy?
The utilitarian philosophy is the philosophy of Jeremy Bentham.
What it says?
It says achieving the ultimate happiness through the representative democracies, that all governments should work for the ultimate benefit and happiness of that people of that area.
Okay. Now, what do you know about the Sood dynasty in India?
Sood dynasty, so it was of the Sher Shah Suri, and it came in the reign of, it was a period of around 20 to 25 years.
Can you tell me the span?
So it was, I do not remember the exact dates.
Tell something about War of Chaunsa.
Sir, I do not know that.
Okay, can you compare two personalities, Sher Shah Suri and Akbar?
Sir, Akbar was a great administrator.
And what about Sher Shah Suri?
He was also a good administrator.
So make a comparison.
Sir, he was more of a military general, Sher Shah Suri, and Akbar was more of a ruler. And there was a difference in the administration, but I am unable to.
This is my last question. What sort of political order or system introduced in Government of India Act 1935?
Sir, it was federal form of government, and both countries were the dominion of
Which both country?
India and Pakistan.
Do you think at that time there was Pakistan?
No, sir.
What dominion that was?
But it was
What is
decided at that
important?
time that when they will get the independence, then dominion status. I'm sorry, sir.
Okay.
But it was a federal form of government, and provinces were given the autonomy. And there was two parts. One was federal part, one was provincial part. Sir. Federal part was not implemented, and the provincial part was implemented, in which system of hierarchy was abolished.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, let's close it. Let's have informal discussion. This was your first time you were having an interview with us.
Yes.
So what is your assessment? 1 से 10 के स्केल में कहाँ रखोगे अपने आप को?
अच्छा था सर, बेस्ट सर.
नहीं बताओ ना, नंबर करो ना.
सर मैंने तारीफ सुनी है, तभी आई हैव ट्रेवल्ड ऑल द वे फ्रॉम हैदराबाद एंड केम.
यार हमारा तो दिल कहता तुम्हें 100/100 ने दे, लेकिन देने उन्होंने.
नहीं सर, मेरा अच्छा तजुर्बा रहा है. मेरे जो दोस्त हैं उन्होंने मुझे रिकमेंड किया कि आप उधर जाके जरूर इंटरव्यू दें. एंड आई वाज फीलिंग लाइक आई वाज गिविंग. मैंने 2-3 पहले भी दे चुका हूँ, पीएमएस का भी एक इंटरव्यू दे चुका हूँ, तो आई गेट द सेम वाइब्स ऑफ टॉक, मतलब गिविंग इंटरव्यू इन एनी पब्लिक सर्विस कमीशन.
नहीं, but I am asking your self assessment. You see, you have to give me answer. आपकी सेल्फ असेसमेंट क्या है? 1 से 10 के स्केल में अपने आप को 5 पे रखोगे, 6 पे रखोगे?
मैं अपने आप को सर,
हाँ,
मैं अपने आप को सर रखूंगा. सर आप बेहतर डिसाइड.
आप बताओगे तो हम भी बता देंगे तुम्हें हम कहाँ रख रहे हैं.
सर मैं खुद को रखूंगा 6 से 7 के बीच में.
ओके, ठीक है. ये इसी तरह होती है, सेल्फ असेसमेंट करनी पड़ती है. यू सी, यू हैव टू एनालाइज योरसेल्फ कि वेयर यू आर. लोगों गलतफहमी का शिकार होते हैं. तो एनीवे, ताहिर अपने इंट्रोडक्शन को थोड़ा सा रिकास्ट कर दो, 1 पेजर बना लो, लिखो। आज जाके घर बैठ के अपने बारे में लिखो 10 पेजेस, ठीक है, लेकिन उसमें से फिर 1 पेज निकालोगे जिसमें ऑब्जेक्टिविटी हो। When you introduce yourself to, you are telling something जो जज्बात से अलग हो, ऑब्जेक्टिविटी हो उसमें, फैक्ट एंड फिगर, ठीक है। एक तो अपना इंट्रोडक्शन रिकास्ट करो। यू हैव गॉट ए गुड पर्सनैलिटी, कोई इशू नहीं है, कम्युनिकेशन स्किल तुम्हारे ठीक है, थोड़ा सा जिस तरह बोलते रहो, इंटेलिजेंट हो, कॉन्फिडेंस उस वक्त आता है जब नॉलेज हो, जब नॉलेज नहीं है तो बंदा लूज करता है कॉन्फिडेंस, ठीक है। इसके लिए अब आप ये करें कि न्यूज़पेपर को तवज्जो दें। 80% तुम्हारा जो इंटरव्यू है इसी में से होगा, जो कुछ तुम उनको लिख के दोगे, दे विल वेरीफाई ईच एंड एवरीथिंग, ठीक है। वो कहेंगे पॉलिटिकल साइंस है, यूरोपियन हिस्ट्री है, जेंडर स्टडीज है, इनका पूछेंगे तुमसे, क्रिमिनोलॉजी पे पूछेंगे, इंस्पेक्टर और पाकिस्तान रेलवे के बारे में पूछेंगे, नया जो रेलवे बना रहे हैं वो है, सेंट्रल एशिया का रेलवे है, वो क्या है, दे विल आस्क यू लॉट मेनी क्वेश्चन, ठीक है। अब यह है कि न्यूज़पेपर पिछले 3 महीने के निकालो, उस पर आप जो है ना फोकस करो, उनके इंटरनेशनल न्यूज़, नेशनल न्यूज़ और सोशल न्यूज़, इन चीज़ों को देखो। उसको फिर अपनी एक डायरी तुम बना रहे होगे, समथिंग लाइक दिस, यहाँ टाइटल 1 2 3 4 5 पॉइंट, ये 4-5 पॉइंट लिखो, और इनको रिवीजन करते रहो, ताकि इंटरव्यू तक तुम्हारे पास कम से कम 100 टॉपिक पे हो। रीज़न फॉर इन्फ्लेशन क्या है, बैलेंस ऑफ पेमेंट क्या है, चाइना पाकिस्तान रिलेशन क्या है, IMF के साथ अपडेट क्या है, इलेक्शन का क्या चल रहा है, पॉलिटिकल सीन क्या है, ये नहीं, तुम्हारे पास अपडेट होना चाहिए। तुम्हारा सिर्फ एक दफ़ा पढ़ने के बाद 5 पॉइंट बना लो जहन में कि यार मेरे साथ बात हुई तो मैं ये पॉइंट एक्सप्लेन कर दूंगा, ठीक है। दिस इज़ हाउ यू नीड। और दूसरा है कि मिरर प्रैक्टिस कर लो, वो तुम्हें हेल्प करेगी। अब मसला तुम्हें क्यों हम कह रहे हैं, वो इसलिए कि भाई पास्ट तो तुम हो जाओगे, लेट मी टेल यू, लेकिन अगर पूरे सिंध के रूलर में तुम आ जाते हो, अगर तुम आगे टेल पे, फिर तुम सोचो में पड़ जाओ कि मैं ये नौकरी छोड़ूं या उधर जाऊं या ना जाऊं, तो यू नीड टू बी केयरफुल। अगर दिस इज अ टाइम वेयर यू कैन कम्पीट वेल, तो ऊपर की हायर जो है ना ग्रुप्स, उसमें आ सकते हो। तो दिस इज ऑल आई कैन रिकमेंड यू। नॉलेज को इम्प्रूव करो, इम्प्रूव योर नॉलेज, हालत जंग में आओ, ठीक है जी सर। आपसे बताएं।
बस यही है, नॉलेज को आप इम्प्रूव करें, और इसमें ये जो न्यूक्लियर डॉक्ट्रिन है इसको आप जाकर देखें दोबारा, और उसको जब आप देखेंगे तो आप उसको डिफरेंट पाएंगे। आपने जो जवाब दिया था उससे हट के ये, इससे और जो जुड़ी हुई चीज़ें हैं, सप्लायर्स ग्रुप है और न्यूक्लियर सप्लायर्स ग्रुप है, और जो चीज़ें हैं वो उसके बारे में आपको पता होना चाहिए, ठीक है। पुलिस के बारे में आपको पता है, आप पुलिस अब DSP हो गए हैं आप?
मैं DSP।
हाँ, इसके बारे में आप पूछा जा सकता है पुलिस ऑर्डर के बारे में कि पुलिस ऑर्डर से पुलिस की वर्किंग इम्प्रूव हुई या नहीं हुई है, अगर नहीं हुई तो क्यों नहीं हुई। ये टाइम की वजह से मैंने ये जो है नहीं किया सवाल, ये आपको सवाल पूछा जा सकता है CSS के इंटरव्यू में, ठीक है। अपनी जो है कोशिश करें, अपना नॉलेज को ब्रश अप करें, और विश यू ऑल द बेस्ट।
You have good basis of knowledge. You just need to polish it. International relations में do more in-depth study, क्योंकि आपके पैनल में फॉरेन ऑफिस के रेप्स भी होंगे who will ask you question. अखबार को कब है आपका इंटरव्यू?
मैडम मेरा है 28 को।
तो अभी आपके पास कोई 10-12 दिन है?
अराउंड 24 डेज है मैडम।
24 डेज है। सो अखबार पढ़ें डिटेल में। अब नॉर्मल अखबार नहीं पढ़ रहे, अब आप इंटरव्यू के लिए तैयार कर रहे हैं। जो भी खबर देखें उसमें पॉइंट्स नोट करें, इंफॉर्मेशन जो आपको मिल रही है, और वो छोटे पॉइंट्स जो है ना वो आप एक डायरी में लिखते जाएं, ताकि जब इम्तिहान की रात पे आप उसको व्हेन यू फ्लिप थ्रू इट तो आपकी मेमोरी रिफ्रेश हो जाएगी। बेसिक नॉलेज है, लेकिन इम्तिहान की रात में बंदा पैनिक हुआ होता है कि अब मैं क्या करूं। तो अगर अभी की जो 24 डेज है इसमें आप 3 हफ्ते के अखबार और 3 महीने के अखबार पढ़ लीजिए और हेडलाइंस, मेन इंपॉर्टेंट न्यूज़, यू विल सी अ रेपिटेशन। जो फैक्ट्स उसमें आते हैं उसको नोट डाउन करके और अपनी डायरी में लिखें और फिर मिरर प्रैक्टिस करें, तो इंशाल्लाह यू विल डू वेल। यू आर अ विनिंग हॉर्स, यू हैव अ गुड पोटेंशियल। आपने अपने आप को सही असेस किया, यू हैव द पोटेंशियल, you just have to work on it. ठीक है? I wish you all the best.
I ask difficult questions because आपका already serve कर रहे हैं और दूसरे comparatively दूसरे students से जो है ना आपकी understanding ज़्यादा better होनी चाहिए. I'll tell you one more thing. अभी जो rural scene से candidates आए हैं ना, they're very potential candidates. Remember, and have you heard about the survival of the fittest? Yes. Of Darwin's, जो फिटेस्ट होगा वही सर्वाइव करेगा। दिस इज अ कंपटीशन। आपने हॉब्स को पढ़ा होगा, पॉलिटिकल साइंस के यहाँ कंपटीशन है, सर्वाइवल ऑफ द फिटेस्ट की गेम है। तो इन हार्ड क्वेश्चंस को लेकर के इसको एक्सटेंडेड बेंचमार्क क्रिएट करके प्रिपरेशन करें अपने जनरल नॉलेज की भी। ठीक है, थैंक यू।
Thank you.